Hello, and welcome back to the final part of Kasa under Altu Kexa. I will never learn how to pronounce her name, I don't care. In this episode, we are just gonna kill everyone, so we can look at our focus tree. And if you don't like it, I don't know, find a new YouTuber? I mean, bye. Oh, cool. The fall of Ridgergrad. We totally deserve this event. The British street-to-street fighting in Ridgergrad, capital of River Republic, has now come to an end in the early hours of the morning. Despite blowing many of the city's famed bridges, the defenders were unable to stop the Confederate troops from crossing the Gold and Green Rivers. After fighting for every street and house, the defenders, who were pushed back to the old citadel on Green Hill, running out of supplies, the Ridgergrad commander ordered a breakout of the city under the cover of night and the thick fog, taking as many civilians as they could with them. However, they were spotted and came under heavy fire. The last defenders fought until the end to protect the retreating civilians. The heart of the Riverlands is now ours. The fall of Lake City. By the time the Confederate forces reached the outskirts of Ridgergrad, otherwise known as Lake City, the Lakish garrison had already set up a strong defense with many barricades and sniper nests, as well as gunboats on the lake. The invaders made several probing attacks and decided they had to call in reinforcements. What followed was a series of assaults on land, air, and water, each repelled by the tenacious and brave defenders. One last desperate attack was made, which achieved a breakthrough that was quickly exploited to divide and destroy Lakish units. Now the Kasa Confederation has gained control of most of the city, but the garrison refuses to surrender, and resistance continues to subserve. These ponies are stubborn ones. We get commission of new parishes. In case of extraordinary circumstances where Kasa comes to control and manage new territories, a law named Integration Decree is duly activated to efficiently govern and democratize new lands. Of these, the new ones that show most promise will be given a path to integration, culminating in formation of new electoral principalities and expansion of citizenship. That is really cool. That is really, really cool. Alright, let's see what we got here. We have dispersed the cyclone. The Mambusian martial tradition came at the cost of gruesome and immoral selection. No wonder that after being faced with such abuse, they keep perpetrating such a criminal regime. The tribe of the Cyclone will be disbanded. True warriors. Not all former Mambusian soldiers and officers are wicked. Many have agreed to work with Kasa and share their knowledge in warfare. Woo! Additional support from the government has expanded the military training of the unions, leading to increased number. All businesses in Kasa will be required to be owned equally between managers and the workers. By government decree, many businesses have turned to producing military equipment required by the nation. The latest collection of poems by the first commander has spread across the nation, further spreading our vision to the enthusiastic masses. It is simply not enough to defend. We must also be willing to strike for sake of the ideals we hold dear. Everyone in Kasan society plays a role in the liberation, whether they be one of our brave warriors on the front lines or a factory worker working with others in order to produce new goods for the nation. There's no difference in their service as long as they both hold the ideals of freedom in their hearts. I believe the rest of these we've already read. Yes. Nimbusi was a land of wineries and farm estates, yet their crops and drinks had a bitter taste to those few who worked the land. With no rights, with the helots freed, it is only fair that the reconstruction and land redistribution benefits them of all ponies. Soon all of Kasa shall be able to drink Nimbusian vintages without any worries about the ethics of its production. Woo! Verdant Hills. Up north on the coast of Nibusia, one of the oldest power in eastern Graphonia enforced a grim idea that of democracy and freedom being a privilege reserved to those who endured and perpetrated a brutal form of militarism. But truth always triumphs, even against the oldest lies. Now the people sing again in Nibusia, for they can enjoy true freedom and true democracy. We have west of Kasa lies Griffiths, home of some of the most wretched enemies, and stolen home of our brothers and sisters in arms, the Griffithsons. Since the early days of our life in Graphonia, we have had to beat back the assaults of the Knights of Opicus in war, and those of the Griffsud jumped in peace. This ends now. No. Okay, whatever I don't own, just let me... What do I not own? Oh, sorry, not that. Chlor... C-H-L-R... Where... Oh my god. There. The free towns of Griffiths. Few names in Graphonia were as meaningless as this one. Through greed and bigotry, the knights and merchants enslaved a whole people in all but name. Public inquiry will see them and those who helped carry out their order put to justice. Since the Graphonian Empire subjugated the eastern side of Eevee Valley, the Knights of Opicus and Griffithsud fought hard to force new cultures and practices on the natives. The local Griffith culture will be protected by a new law, and displaced Griffins will be given their ancestral lands back. Act to protect Griffinisan culture. Under the new law, Griffithian culture and language have special protection. This has led to the Griffins turning loyal to Kasa, vowing to aid the government of Altu Kexa. With the beginning of de-Griffinization and the trials, we have righted many wrongs that plagued Griffiths, but there's more to do, much more. The twisted form of colonial government of the region impoverished a place that by all accounts is fertile and full of potential. It is time to break the old society. Break them! Feudalism and aristocracy, such euphemisms for slavery and oppression throughout its history, and despite their newfound clothes, which Atlantic society was mirrored with them. Let us abolish all titles, all privileges and servitude. Let's burn the old law books and redistribute the wealth and land. Until it is done, there will be no peace. Let's not burn them, because we don't want to be burning books. That's history. But besides that, sure. I didn't actually read before that, the Northern Kingdom. Witchenland, the Unicorn Kingdom, our ancestors united with many remnants of the old High Kingdoms, abandoned to pirates, Vikineers, and Griffin Knights by their overlords. Queen Whitestar did try to stir it away from its old ways, but her rule is over. With this last glimmer of Wittenlandic hope gone, it is time to strike and to finally write the last verse of the Wittenlandic saga. Down with the High Kings. Bygone feudalism. With last remains of feudalism gone, the ponies of Wittenland can now live free as they see fit. Woo! Mage Liberators. The mages of Wittenland have caused much harm to their own country ponies and to us, whether they serve the old regimes or compromise themselves with a Baraidin pentarchy, though not all of them. With the help of the stalwart mage, Obsidian Shine, we shall reorganize these worthy mages into proper armed forces or integrate them within society without privileges nor nepotism. Reunited families. Baird committed many crimes, and it is easy to lose sight of what is caused to many Wittenlandic ponies, breaking families apart. Now that we all stand under one banner, let us get to work to reunite families, heal the pain of Zaxa, and forge strong, lasting bonds between the liberated people and the Diaspora. Trade offer from Colthage, by the way. Trade offer from Colthage. Representatives from Colthage have come to us proposing a trade treaty between our two nations. This agreement will remove all barriers to mutual trade, paving the way for increased cooperation and economic relations. Carthage has traditionally been known as the gateway to Zebrica, being an important nexus between east-west trade and an interport for goods coming across countless Zebrican trade routes. Although devastated by the Storm King's invasion in recent years, at this point they seem to have fully recovered. Signing the treaty would fully open up Carthaginian markets to us, giving us access to valuable goods such as coffee, pearls, porcelain, ivory, and sugar, to name just a few. However, it also might result in economic disruption for us in the short term, and increased interdependence with Carthage in the long term. Shall we accept their proposal? No, these zebras can't be trusted. Well, yes. Who turns down wealth? We're trading with Carthage. A stroll on Offercliff Market. Ethelwine took a long breath. Offercliff Market was buzzing with activity, and he loved every part of it, every bit of it. Back in Baird, even when the insane weather was somewhat clear, few dared to just go about their lives without a care in the world, not with the Pentarchy goons out and about to collect or press some into servitude. But that was all over. The Pentarchy was gone, Baird was far away, and now he was in Kasa. It was decades, but he finally did it. He still remembered the first attempt to flee Baird alongside his cousin years ago. Waza had told him tales of Kasa, and they had gathered the supplies and will to try and cross the border. They had made good progress, but then it all went to Tartarus. The storm, the patrol, the collapse of the bridge. He still remembers Waza falling, calling for him. He never found her body. But now the cousins finally brought an end to their misery. He had decided to go and see that place that her cousin died to see. He was looking around when he heard a faint cry from the crowd. Aethawine? The pony turned and froze. He had seen a face he didn't see in a long time. It was his cousin. It was her. She had changed, got older, and had a scar across her forehead. She dropped her groceries, pale as she had seen a ghost. Then as tears came to her eyes, she yelled, "He's alive! By the spirits, he's alive!" They rushed towards each other and hugged, incapable to let go, as some were turning to look at the scene. "I thought you were gone." Woo! Beautiful. Family reuniting. Always beautiful. What? No, I really... Sure, I'll do that. I'm not really worried about you right now, okay? Enchanting peaks, freed from decade traditions, serfdom, and the ilge of Mazocracy, Wittenland feels rebound. No longer do these lands toil for the benefits of some, only because they were lucky enough to be born with a horn and a silver spoon in their mouth. There's magic again amongst the peaks of Wittenland Mountains, the magic of friendship. Friendship is magic, na-na-na-na-na. Mandu Lerva. Just a century ago, it felt as if the world was forced to live under the yoke of the Graphonian Emperor, with oppression and servitude as the orders of the day. So certain was the march of history, but things can change. History can be readjusted. The future shall belong to the downtrodden, the poor. Kasa shall be a beacon to all who strive to make this world, to all who fight against the wicked. Pacificador, Kasa. The world is in the midst of a storm where winds of tyranny ravage the land. You must stand ready to aid those who face the challenges. By the way, if you check my if you check my Equestria War playlist, this is my 100th Equestria War video. Woo! Yeah! Sheesh, waving flag you can't see. Woo! Yeah! We've done it! We've made content. Woo! But I'm excited for more. And if you are, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button. And as always, peace.